Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said receives the Syrian ambassador to the Sultanate to bid him farewell at the end of his tour of duty. The Shura Council starts its first session of the second annual round by briefing on the state draft budget for the year 2017. And Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm signs 3 agreements worth more than 160 million Omani riyals. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Said received in his office today His Excellency Farouk Mahmoud Gadour, Ambassador of the Syrian Arab Republic to the Sultanate, to bid him farewell at the end of his tour of duty as his country's ambassador to the Sultanate. The ambassador expressed his thanks to His Majesty the Sultan for the support extended to him during his tour of duty in the Sultanate from His Majesty, the government and the Omani people, which has enabled him to carry out his duty. He wished His Majesty good health, happiness and long life, and the Sultanate further progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. On his turn, His Highness Sayyid As'ad expressed his utmost thanks to the ambassador for the efforts exerted while carrying out his duty, wishing him success and the brotherly Syrian people further aspirations. The bilateral relations between the Sultanate and United States topped the discussions between His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and His Excellency John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State. During the meeting, they discussed the current regional and international situations, as well as the Sultan's peaceful and humanitarian role in the Yemeni issue. The Shura Council's first session of the second annual round of the 8th term started by briefing on the state draft budget for the year 2017. The session also reviewed the government's reply on the observations of the Council of Oman regarding the 9th five-year plan, in addition to approving the work plans of the committees of the Council, which include following up of implementation of the 9th five-year plan. The session further reviewed the unjustified increase in fees as well as some taxes due to the economic situation as they affected the lives of the citizens. One of these topics focused on the necessity to get acquainted to the aspirations of people by the members of the Shura Council so as to drafting of the laws will keep up to these aspirations. The session was chaired by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'awali, Chairman of the Shura Council. Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm, CZAD, signed 3 agreements worth more than 160 million riyal. The first agreement related to construction of the second package of Duqm Port of the pavement of the commercial pier to accommodate containers, construction of building and workshop for operating the pier, the cranes and services roads on the pier. The second agreement related to the construction of the marine fishing port. The third agreement was consultancy services for construction supervision of the fishery port of Duqm. It is worth mentioning that the second package of the Duqm port includes the most important operational facilities for the commercial wharf, and it will allow the commercial operation thereof. The Interior Ministry announced that the election committees in the wilayas released the preliminary lists of candidates for the membership of the Municipal Council for the second term in prominent places at the offices of the walis. The ministry said that the list could be found on the website of the election, www.election.gov.om, and application of smartphones, municipal councils elections and social networking starting from today. There will be a period of objection to the names contained in those lists within 5 days from the date of its announcement, with a statement of the grounds for the objection in accordance with Article 42 of the Regulation for the Municipal Council laws. Still to come in our news bulletin. The College of Applied Sciences in Ivry holds a ceremony for graduation of the 7th batch of students for the academic year 2015-2016. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The GCC Statistical Center, in collaboration with the Statistics Division of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, organized today at its headquarters a 4-day workshop on the principles and recommendations for the development of a vital statistics system. 20 Arab countries took part in the workshop, which focuses on accelerating the process of improving civil registration and vital statistics. The vital statistics play a key role in securing necessary population data for the development and statistics of health planning and evaluation, in addition to the protection of rights and access to services and improving governance through the identification data. The workshop will contribute to increase the knowledge of statisticians and those responsible for civil registration in governments and revised international principles and recommendations with a view of compiling, process and disseminate vital statistics, and to improve their ability to identify gaps and challenges in the application of international standards to improve the vital statistics system in their countries.
So the goal of this workshop is to present the international standards, how these numbers should come by, how to produce them on a regular basis, how to trust them in terms of their reliability and trustworthiness. And the second goal of the workshop is to provide an opportunity for all the countries represented in the workshop to exchange their good and not so good experiences, so that we can learn from each other, that we can understand the obstacles and better develop strategies for overcoming them. Finally, we expect to have a set of recommendations from this workshop that will go up the ladder of the hierarchical structures in our countries, that will enhance the possibilities to have reliable statistics at the end of the day.
In terms of the question of the importance of this workshop is bringing together countries from throughout the Arabic-speaking countries. It's important for them to work with the regional institutions like GCC Stat, UNSD and Esquire to improve the quality of vital statistics. Vital statistics are key for helping us all understand who we are, how many people we've got, and what's actually happening to us as we all change over time.
The Sultanate, represented by the Ministry of Health, hosts a 39th annual meeting of representatives of national pharmacovigilance centers participating in the WHO program for international drug monitoring. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rabai.
With the aim to enhance patient safety in relation to the use of medical products and to support public health programs by providing reliable, balanced information for the effective assessment of the risk-benefit profile of the medical products. 250 representing 60 countries of the WHO Pharmacovigilance Network are taking part in the 39th meeting. Dr. Ala Alwan, Regional Director of the WHO Eastern Mediterranean, has this to say.
We're very pleased to have this annual meeting on pharmacovigilance taking place in Oman. This is an extremely important event for the World Health Organization. We organize this meeting every year for all countries that are engaged in monitoring the safety of medicines, and we're very grateful to the Sultanate of Oman for hosting it.
This four-day meeting includes 8 working groups that will discuss various issues of current concerns in pharmacovigilance PV, reviewing first the 38th NPVC meeting recommendations that was held last year in New Delhi and touching up the progress made. Working groups addressed regional challenges of pharmacovigilance and defined the PV research priorities. They measured the impact of the pharmacovigilance communications campaigns and identified successful approach and strategies to enhance participation of consumer reporting. Dr. Mohammed Hamdan Al-Rubai, Director General of Pharmaceutical Affairs and Drug Control, pointed out that spontaneous reporting of adverse drug reaction ADRs is the cornerstone of PV. He declared that there are several challenges in the medical sector and public health systems that intensify the need for pharmacovigilance. The meeting will underline the impact of pharmacovigilance in countries with conflicts as well as pregnancies and PV.
We are the WHO Collaborative Center for International Drug Monitoring, and we have been supporting the WHO program for pharmacovigilance for many, many years. We started as a collaborating center for the World Health Organization in 1978. And the aim was to support the technical development and also scientific procedures of the program so that we can all ensure safer use of medicines globally.
It's worth mentioning that the Sultanate is the first Gulf country and the second Arab country that joined the WHO program for the International Drug Monitoring PIDM in 1995 and became an active member since PIDM are receiving reports of the member states regarding adverse reaction associated with the medicinal products to the WHO global database. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
The number of those covered by insurance in the private sector in the Sultanate reached 214,000 individuals. This came in the latest statistics issued by the Public Authority for Social Insurance until the end of October. It was also revealed that around 16,000 establishments were actively working with social insurance system around the Sultanate. The statistics also pointed out that those insured by the system fall under the age category of 26 to 30, recording 24% of the total number of insurance coverage. Meanwhile, the number of those working in their private business reached around 10,000 individuals. Over 247 million Omani Riyals in the real estate transaction value last October. Muscat government achieved the highest real estate transaction value in scale. Foreclosure and redemption contracts issued on the national level, while North Batna came first in exchange and inheritance contracts, followed by South Batna, whereas Salalah comes at the highest in ownership among GCC citizens this month. The fees collected from those transactions exceeds 6 million Omani Riyals. The Oman Development Bank approved 7 loans for service projects worth 6,450,000 Omani Riyals within the framework of the efforts exerted by the bank to boost value-added economic investments and to accommodate national cadres. The bank also approved an 850,000 Riyal Omani loan for crusher projects in the Wilaya of Bahla, a 600,000 Riyal loan to establish a 4-star hotel in the Wilaya of Bushehr, another 1 million to set up mills in the Wilaya of Sohar, and project for the iron industry at the cost of 1 million Omani Riyal, in addition to other industrial and commercial projects. More than 5,000 volunteers representing 165 teams from various governorates of the Sultanate participated in Wakum with You per competition. The competition in its second edition aimed at training Omani youth on how to run voluntary projects to achieve the best result. It also aimed at promoting the culture of voluntary work in the Sultanate. The event was implemented by Al Nama Group in cooperation with Oman Network of Volunteers and in coordination with 133 establishments in order to spread culture of voluntary work and encouraging youth to establish projects that service societies like projects of supporting needy families. The event was presided over by His Excellency Saud bin Nasser al-Shiqaili, Secretary General of Taxation and the Ministry of Finance. Acquainting with investment opportunities in the economic sector and aspects related to utilizing them in order to strengthen Sultanate's trend in diversifying income sources, top discussions of the Investment Opportunities Forum in the Governorate of North and South Sharqiya. The forum, organized by Oman Development Bank in cooperation with Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry branch in the Governorate of North Sharqiya, highlighted investment opportunities in the two governorates. It also highlighted the bank's activities in development funding. It also shed light on the role of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry in supporting investment opportunities in the sector of agriculture, fisheries, wealth, tourism and craft industries. The forum was accompanied by an exhibition in which a number of value-added economic sectors showcased their products. The Ministry of Housing signed an usufruct agreement for a plot of land in the Wilaya of Sanaya in the Governorate of Brahmi with Mazoon Dairy Company for 10 years renewable contract in an area of around 15 million square meters. The ministry pointed out that the Governorate of Al Brahmi attracts real investments in all types of food security investment which supply domestic economic diversification. It also stressed that this governorate is distinguished with its geographic location due to its climate and incubator environment for such projects. This project will provide work opportunities and activate economic movement and boost food security in the Sultanate. The College of Applied Sciences in Ibri held a ceremony for graduation of 7th batch of students for the academic year 2015-2016 of those holding bachelor and diploma in specialization of designing information technology and international business management. 210 students graduated in this batch, also specialized in graphic and digital signing. The graduates expressed their happiness in completion of their studies at the college. The graduation ceremony included a number of activities and distribution of certificates to the graduated and excelled students. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates with chances of low clouds and fog early morning at late night on the governorate of Worcester. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed receives the Syrian ambassador to the Sultanate to bid him farewell at the end of his tour of duty. The Shura Council starts its first session of the second annual round by briefing on the state's draft budget for the year 2017. And Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm signs 3 agreements worth more than 160 million Omani riyals. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.